Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Jamz with Joe, Shak, and Sam for another track review. Today we are reviewing Mr. K. King Kendrick himself with his most recent song, Humble. Let's jam.
Big Kenny Llama.
K.
Was that Domino's? That?
So yeah, we're all pretty big fans of Kendrick, or at least his two biggest works. I know you're not particularly fond of his first album, Shakeel.
His first album's still pretty good. It's his worst of the four, but it's still decent. It's still decent.
I think, yeah, we all like this track, don't we? To varying degrees, but we certainly like it.
Stop put words in my mouth.
All right.
To any opinion. Look. Okay, maybe I should kick this off.
Yeah, go on.
Seeing as I have I might have the most interesting opinion on this.
Wow.
Like you said, I am a Kendrick fan, a big Kendrick fan, right? Let's just clarify that before I start talking about this song. I am a big Kendrick fan. I love Kendrick. He's a great guy, terrific gentleman,
Terrific bloke,
terrific lad. And there are definitely things I like about the song. Like I like Kendrick bars because he basically always writes good bars, so there's no surprise there. The first verse especially has some really cool rhyme schemes towards the beginning. Like that, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances, finesse a nigga with some counterfeits, but now I'm counting this, Parmesan when I count this, blah, 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 etc. Really nice, tight, rhyme scheme going on, nice internal rhyming, it's got it all in terms of the technique there. The lyrics are also cool and cryptic, like, you got to think about them, you got to think about a few of them at least, and that's kind of classic Kendrick, they're usually quite thoughtful lyrics. And, the beat is quite fun, it's quite head nod worthy, and it feels quite throwback, but the
beat is ridiculous, man.
I don't find it that good. I don't find it creative or interesting at all. I think it gets a little boring. I don't know, it feels like a throwaway hip-hop beat to me.
I don't know, I was going to say the thing that immediately grabbed me about the track, like the thing that stayed in my head most, was that beat, that kind of combination of piano and bass.
It grabs me for like the first 20 seconds, and then I'm like, oh, okay. It's not that good a beat that you had to loop it for 3 minutes. I don't know, I don't think it's that great. It's okay. It's cool like when you first hear it, but after I've listened to the song like 5 times, I'm kind of got all of it. I find his flow kind of repetitive. One thing I feel that's synonymous with Kendrick is the amount he can switch up the kind of intonation, the tempos, the structures of his flows. I don't feel this song plays to his strengths in that aspect, really. It feels very monotone in terms of what he's doing with his rapping.
I think I see what you mean. Like, if we take the other track that he released recently, The Heart, Part 4, for example, that track engages me a bit more on a musical level in terms of how often the beat, his delivery, his rhythm changes up. But I'm not entirely sure that it's such a negative. Like, I feel like this song is very straightforward. It's like, especially for Kendrick.
Yeah, that's clearly what he was going for.
Yeah, but it is again what he's going for. It's achieved well. Not necessarily, as I think you're going to kind of say, it's not kind of the level that you'd expect from Kendrick.
Right, yeah, I mean, like, if you're going to make like an average rap song, then even if you succeed, you've only made an average rap song. Like, that's all it feels like to me. It's like there really isn't much about this song that I feel is special, not even for Kendrick, but just in general. Like, there's just not much there. And then the chorus, man, I find this chorus so irritating. Like, and it's so painfully simple and like unengaging. And when I've heard this song like 5 times, like the first time it was like, okay, the chorus is okay, whatever. But now it's like, it just annoys me. Like, the chorus actually annoys me now.
Doesn't annoy me, but I agree with you. The chorus is probably the weakest part of the whole track.
Yeah.
The song, I don't know, I think it's got worse. Every time I've listened to it, it's got worse and worse. And now it's like, I could only call the song decent at best. I think it's probably the worst single he's released in the past 3 albums or 4 albums or whatever, probably. As far as I wasn't really a big fan of I either. I was always one of my least favorite tracks on To Pimp a Butterfly. It's probably between those two for my least favorite singles that he's released in a while.
I think personally it's a good kind of banger track. I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's decent. This isn't Kendrick's best work in terms of like the level of Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. And
this song is next level.
Even if you take it on the basis of it being a Kendrick banger, it's not even like one of his strongest bangers. Like, I'd take Backseat Freestyle or All Right.
Backseat Freestyle is another level to this song. Backseat Freestyle has so much more going on in the song than this does, even just musically. Like, every verse of Backseat Freestyle has a completely different feel to it. And like, even though it's a simple, quote unquote, simple song, lyrical, all people really mean by that is that it has simple lyrical content compared to his usual stuff. But like, musically, there's so much more going on in Backseat Freestyle.
It's true. My main criticism of this song is that it's probably just oversimple.
Yeah, it's oversimple. Like, I get simple, but I feel like it's gone too far in a sense.
I think we mentioned this on the last Sunday Jamz where we were talking about We Got the Power with Gorillaz. And Fantano's talked about this, specifically about I, in that like people would react unfavorably to these tracks, but in the context of the album they make more sense. But you've released this as a single. I'm going to take this within the context of a single.
Yeah. And also, like, I wanted to pick a bone with that Fantano comment, and just in general, people have been echoing this so much. This whole, when Backseat Freestyle dropped and when I dropped, everyone was hating, but then when they heard it in the album, it was so fire and everyone loved it, a happy ending. But it's like, no, like, when I heard, like, Backseat Freestyle out of context of the album, in my opinion, is still a fucking great track.
It definitely works.
Yeah, it was just made amazing in context of the album. Like, it just like transcended how good of a track it was already, because the lyrics suddenly were just filled with meaning. Because everyone was like, okay, the weak point is obviously the lyrics, but in the context of like the film that is the album, it's like, well, these lyrics are perfect for the scene of the film we're in.
And the same could totally happen here, but we don't have that album to say that.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, but then we go to and I was kind of a weak track, and it was picked up a bit in the context of the album, but it was still one of the weakest tracks. So I see no reason why my opinion will just fucking U-turn when I hear the album, and suddenly Humble will just be a great song because of the song before and after that, or because of the general album feel. Like, I understand it might go up. I'm not saying my opinion on Humble might not go up. I'm expecting it to go up. I'm expecting that the album will add something to this song. But for me to be told like, you'll probably just love it when you hear the album because, you know, it's Kendrick and everything he touches. It's like, I don't know, man. It's not bad. I still don't think it's a bad song. Like, it's not as bad as We Got the Power by Gorillaz. But like, that is like beyond boring. But it's still like, I'd still just say it's decent. You know, I definitely prefer the Heart Part 4. Like, I can listen to that multiple times, and there's a lot more to that.
So I guess I'm not the right person to really dissect this, but both the Heart and this, I've got the understanding that he is kind of sending for someone here, and people seem to think that
the whole Big Sean thing.
Yeah, with the context of Humble, it is more Big Sean than Drake.
Right, yeah, I heard about that Big Sean thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's this thing, man. It's like, I don't get, like, hip-hop is so obsessed with this sending thing, and it's like, I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care. Like, it doesn't add anything to the song. It's just a little, ooh, he said that!
It's
and then
treating celebrities like they're part of, like, a soap opera or something.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I don't, like, Drake dropped, like, an indirect about Tentacion on More Life, you know, and it's just like, who cares, man? Who cares? If you're gonna send for someone, then just do it like plain and as day. If you're gonna do indirects, then how can you expect me to even give a shit?
Well, like, it kind of worked in the earlier kind of 90s hip hop, East Coast, West Coast, more than it does now.
They just sent for people like straight. Like,
yeah, exactly.
like hit 'em up. Like it's there's no there's no like obscurity about if that's about Biggie or not. Like it's clearly about Biggie. Like it's directly about Biggie. So
it's like writing a fucking indirect Facebook status.
Exactly.
A lot of the time.
Yeah, but I mean, to give credit to Kendrick, people are saying this, but I really doubt that's all this is a low key indirect Big Sean diss. Like even there might be elements of that, but Kendrick has deeper meaning here. It's still Kendrick. Like there's still going to be more to the idea behind this song.
Yeah,
and I'm sure the album will flesh that out. I have no doubt that the song will become better and there'll be more meaning to the song. But just sonically, like musically, like I don't like it that much, and I don't think that's going to change just because I hear the rest of the album. That's just my guess.
So can I just say that the video is fucking sick?
The video is cool,
sick. Yeah, the video.
Cool. First time I watched it, like that was the first time I heard the song as well, and that completely like painted the song like higher than the song deserves. Like
right.
Just because of how good the video is.
Yeah, the video is sick. Especially
it's ridiculous.
With the heads on fire bit is so sick.
Yeah, and the bit with the fixed camera as well.
That's my favourite bit, yeah.
And also I want to say to all those real hip-hop, die-hard, old 30-year-old guys, Kendrick with the little Uzi influence with that whole bit where he's like, hey, after every fucking line. I was like, yeah, boy, he's listening to that trap on low-key, man. You all know he's bumping that shit. Like, yeah, I just think it's cool that he's kind of incorporated...
wearing his influences.
Yeah. I'm not saying Kendrick, is like trying to be Little Uzi or something. I'm under no illusion that Kendrick is obviously a much better rapper than Little Uzi, and also he's a lot more like creative and artistically, divergent and explorative. But I think this is clear homage to the whole Tentacion Uzi style when he does this little bit. At the very least, it's acknowledgement that he has some respect for it, I think.
Yeah, he's not going to be a snob about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool, yeah.
So I guess, can we get a kind of closing thought? Highlights, lowlights, and a score, maybe?
My score would be like, when I first heard it, I'd say it was a 7, but now I think it's kind of crawled down to like a 6. Decent. It's decent, but I couldn't call it more than decent. My highlight is verse 1. The first verse is definitely my highlight. I think he raps sick in the first verse. The second verse gets a bit simpler, a bit more, I don't know, less engaging. Low light is for sure the chorus. Not a fan.
For me, a rating. I was just thinking, if you would have asked me at the beginning of this discussion, I probably would have said like an 8. But reflecting on what everyone said, might drop it to a good to high 7.
It's still a good score, isn't
it? It is lacking staying power, I feel. It has really high immediate impact. The first time you hear it, it's like, wow, this is like, it sticks with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the beat, the first time I heard it, the beat was like, oh, this is nice. It's just now it's kind of waned on me a bit.
Yeah, I feel like the chorus and the general simplicity might let it down. That's probably its weakest thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will be interested to see how it fits in on the album. Whether this album is going to be full of bangers like this, or if it's going to be like Backseat Freestyle on a big concept album, or who knows.
Yeah, you just never know with Kendrick. I'm still super hyped for the album. Obviously, this hasn't like broken my spirit. Or it's nowhere near like a hype killer or anything.
No.
I'm still hyped.
So yeah, like Joe, I'm feeling like at the beginning of this and after all this, still a pretty solid 7. Pretty good banger track. I think my favorite part of the whole song is the beat, actually.
Okay.
And there's some really great deliveries from Kendrick here. Like, I love how the whole song stops and he goes for this kind of really high-pitched, my left stroke just went viral. That whole part is so good.
That is a good part, yeah. I love that.
But
I think that's in verse 1 as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, verse 1's sick, man. He kills it, verse 1.
But there is some weak stuff, like verse 2, you get the Photoshop call out, which I feel is pretty done to death at this point.
It's a bit corny, but again, that's the kind of thing that
Yeah.
I hope the album will add something to, because I can't believe he would just do something that kind of corny.
Yeah, and I get that the whole thing is being humble, but
I hope the album adds something to that line. Yeah.
But yeah, so 677, cool.
Thank you everyone for listening. If you guys listened to the song, what did you think of it? Please let us know. If you want to check out the main weekly Sunday Jamz show, or our album reviews, or the other track review that we did, please subscribe to the channel and go through all our back catalogue of videos. More track reviews, more album reviews, more weekly content to come. Yeah, and that's it. Subscribe, thumbs up, share, like, everything. Do it all. Do everything, please. Thank you. Goodbye.